Hey guys, what's up? Thrower here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mario Superstar Baseball. In the last episode, despite all appearances, we did in fact beat Yoshi's team, even though we didn't actually get anybody on the team. Yeah. So, off-screen I had to pretty much recruit the entire team. Thankfully, after one more game, it wasn't that big of a deal. As you can see right here, I've got everybody now. But after my first game off-screen, I got Baby Luigi and Yoshi, and then I was able to get the rest of the characters for his team off-screen from Bowser Jr. So, if you notice that my coin count looks a little different, then that would be why. Because I had to play Bowser Jr., I think, 3 times, and since, once again, he disappears off the map after you've fought him once, you have to go do something to make him show up. So I went and played a minigame, got a bunch of coins from that, and then he showed up, I beat him again, and just went back and forth between a minigame and a fight against him until I got everybody. So, yeah, my coin count's a little bit different now, and I've got the buddy badge going into this. But now, it is time to fight, other than Bowser, the last of the captains. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you know I'm recording this in post-commentary. Yeah, just what's really stupid, too, is that I thought I was recording it, and unfortunately, with Audacity, it recognizes like 4 different audio devices. It recognizes the microphone I use as a microphone. It recognizes my speakers as a microphone, which, P.S., they're not. They don't ever function as that. And then it functions one other, like, something that's actually built into the machine that just came with the computer as one, so usually it defaults to the right one, and for whatever reason, it did not. So, yeah, the joys of post-commentary. Now, it's kind of interesting for DK's team. A lot of the characters only had 2 flags here. Fudgehead himself here, because, you know, the top of his head does look like, you know, a chocolate ice cream or something like that, you know. But Fudgehead and Diddy Kong here have 4 and 3 respectively, but everybody else only had 2. So, and that makes it a little bit easier to recruit characters here, but then again, I'm not a huge fan of Donkey Kong's team, so it's time to go fight the Donkey Kong Kongs. You're in for a real treat with this match, too. This one's pretty funny. Which is why I'm so disappointed the commentary didn't come out, because it was really hilarious. This entire video was really hilarious. But, unfortunately, since I've got to do a post-commentary, which is better than no commentary at all, I'm sure, because you all love hearing my lovely voice. Get him, get him, get him! Ah, oh, just missed. Good job, Wario. Are we sure we're not fighting Wario here? Yeah, well, I'm getting this one. I'm not letting this just gonna go by the plate. Here, I have a fireball. Oh yeah, it's gonna be at least a double, if not a triple. We going for it? Yeah, we're going for it. Let's do this, Mario. Yeah, just barely. I think that qualifies as a hit. I don't remember if, because getting a hit technically is hitting the ball and making it to first base. If you make it to first and keep running and get tagged out, I don't remember if that counts for the star mission or not, but I'm not about to intentionally do it. I think it does still count, so you should be okay to keep running, but of course the idea is to not get tagged out at all, so that would probably be a little bit more preferable. Alright, Monkey. See if Proton can fight Chugga Conroy, his arch nemesis. Very good hit right up the baseline there. Ah, Luigi, the savior of mankind. You can do this, buddy. I believe in you. Another get-a-hit mission. They seem to do that a lot for Donkey Kong and for Wario, from what I remember. I guess it's because they're pretty good pitcher. I don't remember how good at pitching Wario is. I think he's kind of like average. Maybe it's just because they're like the power characters or the villains or what have you. Alright, let's bunt. It's probably the only time you'll ever see me do it, but I was in a good position to go ahead and just do a squeeze bunt, so I figured, let's just do it. Get one more flag for the monkey and one for Goomba. Not that anybody cares about Goomba, let's be honest. And booyah! And that's an out. Thank you and good night. Yeah, you can hit that banana ball. It's kind of hard to hit, actually, but every time I hit it, it doesn't seem to... I don't know, you seem to hit it with, like, the edge of the bat, so it usually don't get a very good hit, so it's usually, like, an infield fly, something like that. Speaking of infield flies, well, I guess that one's still outfield. Toad, what are you doing? Psycho. This Dixie Kong's probably not gonna do much better. Maybe I just don't have the appreciation for Dixie Kong since I haven't played any of the country games. Because I know that she can be like pretty good with her abilities in country, but I'm not really a fan of the DK country games. I have Returns, and I've played a little bit of it. I feel like it's probably more enjoyable with a 2-player experience, but I could entirely be wrong. It might just be one of those games where it's like, you can do a 2-player and it's more fun, but you need to have players that know what they're doing. They didn't score, but they did score, but I got a double play, so it was worth it in the long run. And I probably could have gotten Diddy Kong before I went to home, but if I got him trapped in between the bases, the other 2 would have made it back, and best case scenario, that's 1 out. Wah! Poor Luigi. Nobody like a Luigi. But yeah, hopefully everybody's doing alright today. The day I recorded this, I believe, was last day of March, but I'm doing the comment. Well, no, it wasn't the last day of March. It was sooner than that. It was probably April 1st. I'm trying to think when I had work. It probably was April 1st, because I didn't have a huge work day that day. But it's April 3rd right now, so hopefully everybody's doing well. Went and saw Zootopia in theaters again today, and that's pretty much all I did. I mean, it was a Saturday, so it's, you know, didn't have work anyway. It wasn't that big a deal. I think that's really about all I did. She could have jumped up and caught that, but chose not to. Anything else interesting I did? And not really. Hung out with a friend for a little while. Hung out with Harmless Guy. You guys probably know from Mario Party 2 if you've been around on the channel a while. I need to get to record Mario Party 3, because I am looking forward to doing that project, and it's no secret that I'm going to do that one, because Mario Party 3 is actually my favorite of the series, which sounds really weird, but, like, I love the items in 3. I think the items were fantastic. The Reverse Mushroom, absolutely brilliant. The Cellular Shopper is kind of fun to mess around with if you know what you're doing. Just a lot of really good items in that. Really, the only thing I don't like is the high amount of luck-based games and battles, and, you know, some of the luck-based games in the duel, but... You know, it is what it is, and, you know, if there's not a luck-based game in the duel list somewhere, I'd be very surprised for every Mario Party. I'm sure there's at least one. I can think of one in 5. The duel games weren't in 4. I can think of the one in 6. I don't remember the one in 7. It's been a while since I played 7, but I'm willing to bet there probably is one. If duels are still on 7. It's been a while since I played it, like I said, so. Alright, Boo! I still want to be able to show his dance on screen, but what are you going to do? Bye! Maybe we'll actually get to finish them off in 3 batters for once. I think Paratroopa is a technique, if I remember correctly, and how about that? We actually did it for once. So yeah, believe it or not, the secret has been revealed. I actually only had to fight Donkey Kong for 1 match before he gave up. So, I did miss a lot of the characters, and pretty much the rest of the episode is spent hunting them around, and you get to watch me play some barrel batter, which, you know, it's no secret how I feel about that minigame. Oh boy, let me tell you. It's not good. It's not good. We'll be going over the minigames in another video. I did mention that, whenever I was doing when I thought I was doing the actual commentary. It's so stupid, I can't believe I messed that up. But, yeah, at some point I am going to show all of the mini-games. I'll be showing the last 2 unlockables. Really, the thing is, for the very last item, the one that's 700 coins, you have to have everything bought from the shop at least once, so you have to have the full list built up. And what that means is you also have to get Bowser and Bowser Jr. special items, and you can't do that until you unlock them. So that's why I haven't been showing it off. I figured we'd just show both of those last 2 things off at once. Aw, poor Luigi, he just runs away. He's running away from Boo because he knows Boo's up to bat. But yeah, I will be showing all the minigames, giving as good of an explanation as I can. I mean, barrel batter, it's just like, I'll try to explain it, but that doesn't mean I'll succeed at it. And all the other ones as well, so we'll be getting to that at some point. It will probably be, well, I guess I could do it during, I could do it during Bowser's. I might do that, actually. I might do a separate video about it, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just save on like the 2nd or 3rd file screen and then beat it and then just go back to that file save. That might work. Alright, Wario! Yeah, 5-1. Nice job, Purple Toad. That's a good hit. I thought he was going to get that ball out, to be perfectly honest. I thought he was going to throw it before he got hit. Because, you know, sometimes you have that little bit of a charge before you throw it, and sometimes they just throw it. That's just depending on if they throw it to a base or if they throw it to a shortstop. Because if you press A without pressing a direction, when you're throwing it from the outfield, it will just throw it to shortstop, and then you can throw it from there to somewhere else. So, it'll get between players faster. You just have to throw it twice instead of once. So, I think really the difference is depending on where you're throwing it to. So if it's from left to first and it's like all the way across, or if it's from right to third and all the way across, then you probably want to throw it between two people. But if it's nearby, then just go ahead and throw it from, like, you know, if you're going from right field to first base, then just go ahead and throw it down. And it might also depend on how good or bad the chemistry is between the people you're throwing it to, which will affect the AI's teams since, you know, they're usually at least neutral chemistry. They don't really have anybody with bad chemistry. I think Yoshi's team has, like, bad chemistry between the baby characters and the Shy Guys, but I think that's the only example of that. So this is the last hope for Donkey Kong here. Paragoomba, Diddy Kong, and Dixie Kong. Paragoomba's just so weird in this game. I don't know what it is. Good job, Toad. Apparently that qualified as a big play, but it's because you're doing a slide and grab, I guess, and the game knows you would have missed otherwise, but I'd hardly call that a big play. Now, if it caused an out from catching it, yeah, but whatever. Apparently the game thinks that's a big play, so I'll take it. I think that is one of Toad's missions, is to get a big play, but I'm not sure. Big plays are actually pretty easy to get, though, just because of that sole thing. If you just put somebody on shortstop, you know, in between first and second or third and second, then there's usually at least one opportunity to do a sliding catch like that. So it's not too bad. Wow, Mario actually didn't get hit by that. So the last hope for them is Goomba. That's even better. I'm sure this will be their saving grace, as Goomba of all things. But as we all know, Boo is higher on the tier list than Goomba, because Mario Superstar Baseball totally has a tier list. But Boo's just a better Mario enemy in general than Goomba is. Like, not much can really kill a Boo. You know, White from Mario Galaxy is Starman, and really that's about it. Not much else you can do against him except avoid him. Part of the reason that people don't like ghost houses, well, that and the puzzle element. I actually like ghost houses a lot, though. I've liked them ever since Mario World, so always been a fan. Well, Fudgehead, it appears you've surrendered.
Oh, yeah!
We won! Yay! Thanks for the game. Take me with you, Peach. My power can help you out. Yes, you'll do wonderful, magnificent things while cheering from the sidelines. That will totally improve our team's morale. That'd be kind of interesting if they did that, like, the more characters you recruit, like, you get more of a morale bonus, or it's like, you can pitch for longer, or one of your stats just, like, slightly improves. You get to choose what stat slightly improves at the start of the game or something. Of course, that kind of defeats the purpose of the shops, though, so, you know, who knows if they'll make another Mario Baseball game. That'd be kind of interesting if they made one for the NX. Who knows what they'd do, really, though. I mean, who would they add? They already added a bunch of people in the sequel to this, or the not canonical sequel, but the next Mario Baseball game. They added a ton of characters, so. And I don't think they took anyone out from this game. I'm pretty sure everybody returned. I can't think of anybody offhand that didn't. Maybe Monty Mole did. No, I'm pretty sure he did. And he was still just as bad in that one as he is here. So, goodness only knows what they could do with having more characters. For all we know, we'll have a crossover and we'll have, like, Legend of Zelda characters playing baseball. That'll be the day. Link playing baseball, he just swings the sword and just cuts the ball in half. That'd be kind of comical, actually. That wasn't a fair ball, but okay. It made, like, the little noise that when it hits the ground, when it's a safe base, it made the noise after it said fair ball, so that tells me it got caught, but whatever. The stupid note blocks. Hate those stupid things. So stupid! Anyway. Enough imitating NCS here. But those things really are obnoxious. Like, I can't get over how stupid they are. They really are dumb. I hate them. They always seem to work for the AI and against you. Because, like, the note block will push it in one direction a lot farther. Normally when I hit one, what happens is, it's just generally, it'll just like turn into a solid block and just fall straight down on top of them. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, would be game. I knew it wasn't getting back, so I just let them run. The third one going to show up on screen. No, it actually didn't count the third point, even though he crossed the plate. But yeah, that was really stupid, because I remember saying that I did press A for Toad to get him to jump, and he didn't jump. Which is like, well, maybe he would have done the slide and catch, but no, he didn't do either. He just, like, let it go right over his head. And you've already seen in a previous match that you can just jump up and catch it, so I don't know why he didn't. Because I knew the second I saw it flying over third base that it was going to go right over his head, so I jumped early, and still nothing happened. It's one of those things that, like, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of weird. The funny thing is, too, the sliding catch can actually catch stuff that's high up in the air. Because the game knows that you're pressing A to try to jump, but if you press it directionally, you might slide. But you might catch it even though it would technically fly over your head otherwise if you go in the right direction with your slide. It's kind of comical. So I figured I'd go ahead and show off a couple of the minigames. You know, since we only had one match against Donkey Kong. I believe we've shown Piranha Panic before, but it's a pretty simple minigame. This one a lot of people seem to have difficulty with. Really, this one is a lot of hand-eye coordination and just a lot of concentration. I usually focus on the eggs that are coming up, and then usually just kind of have the piranha plants in my peripherals. Yeah, geez, that's a nice tongue twister. But yeah, just kind of have them out of the corner of your eye, and you know, every time that one switches or what have you, you'll be able to keep an eye on it. Really, the worst part is dodging the enemy's fireballs, which will only happen if you throw the wrong colored egg at something, so you screw up. Or the purple ones will do it gradually. And in addition to that, the AIs can also press B to, instead of throwing the bomb at a piranha plant and scoring a point, they can press B, and you can do this as well, to just throw it against another player. Now, I'm not sure if it goes for a random player or if it goes for the person first, but if it goes for the person first, that generally means it's probably going to be going after you. Regardless, if you're playing this on an easy difficulty, it's very, very simple. As you can see, it was not even close. And really, your stats don't matter here. That's all hand-eye coordination. You can really just choose whoever you want there. Your high-pitching stats not going to affect your speed or anything like that. And I think it's the only game that your stats for your character really don't matter. Yeah, I think it is. Well, Wall Ball, it probably doesn't. Wall Ball's a little bit like that as well. The gem catch does matter. Barrel batter does matter because, you know, you want somebody that can hit the ball more easily. Bomb derby definitely matters because you want somebody that can hit the ball easily. I'm not sure about wall ball, or bomb derby, not wall ball. Bomb derby you definitely want it for. I'm not sure about wall ball though. I've never played it with somebody that's a low pitching stat because it was always like, yeah, your pitching is crucial here. So I was like, all right, I'll just pick somebody that's a good pitcher, which is usually like a technique character. So it's like Waluigi, Peach, Boo, somebody like that. But yeah, I never tried it with a character that didn't have like a great pitching stat. Maybe I'll have to try that at some point. Just use like a speed character or something. That one is kind of just a. Wall Ball's one of those that like you really can't play it well until you've played it a couple times and you're kind of used to where on the power gauge you need to line it up to get to what point. So that one is understandable if you fail it the first couple times. Really, the easiest one's probably Bomb Derby. Maybe the Piranha one, if like I said, if you got good hand-eye coordination, the Bomb Derby is pretty easy, or the Piranha Plant one's pretty easy. The gem catch is essentially kind of luck-based, which is the one thing I don't like about it. Is, you know, you can have the fastest character, but if the gems spawn in the spot that you're not on and you got two other people over there, you know you're not going to get them, so. Like, you can play a game where you don't get hit the entire time and you're getting all the gems that are close to you and you can still lose. So, unfortunately that one is kind of left up to luck. To some extent, not completely, but to some extent it is left up to luck. Like the Bomb Derby, if you miss the swing, it's, you know, it's completely your fault. The closest you get to luck base there is just the question mark thing, where it can throw it at any speed, which generally it likes to throw it at fireball speed if you ever get that. It's either fireball or mushroom. It usually picks the fastest one or the slowest one, nothing in between. But I figured I'd go ahead and torture myself and play some barrel batter for you guys, which this is going to be really comical, because I end up playing it, I think, all 3 times. But yeah, for here, I would definitely recommend a character that can bat pretty easily. You're not moving around with your stance, but the easier it is for that character to hit the ball well and, you know, be able to center it better, the better off you are. So, I think I tried to show this and then I hit A by accident here, so I will explain how barrel batter works. I'll be going over it later again, of course. But in short, what you have here is it will pop up with 3 different colors of barrels on the giant wall that you're going to see. It'll have blue, yellow, and red. Now, any set that's touching, whenever you make contact with it, and yes, you can just miss the wall completely, each time that you hit a color of barrel, any colors that are nearby that are the same will also break. So all the blues broke right there that were nearby, all the yellows break right there, etc., so on and so forth. Now, as you hit the barrels, you are going to get points for it, but it's generally not going to be enough. What you need is the explosive barrel that you're seeing right there. Now, whenever that meter fills up, the explosive barrel will appear there, and you have 1 shot to hit it. If you hit it, it breaks the entire wall and gives you 2 extra balls. If you do not hit it, then you just continue on with the game. I believe I actually hit it right here. Oh no, the game just ended. I got it anyway. Now, the trick with this is, if you've played it before, you're like, how do I hit the top row and the bottom row? If you hold the analog stick down, then you will hit the top row, because it will angle it up higher. If you hold the analog stick up, then it will hit the bottom row because it will angle the ball down. They don't tell you that, and it's very, very stupid. You won't know that until you've tried it. But yes, it does in fact do that. So that's really the big trick for that. As for hitting it left or right, you'll have to just swing early, later on time, depending on if your character is batting left-handed or right-handed. So you'll have to know which way to go there. Because you can also change, by pressing X, you can actually change if your character bats left-handed or right-handed. And also if they pitch left-handed or right-handed, I believe, which doesn't affect anything too much, but if you want to, you can do it. I usually just leave them on default, because it really doesn't bother me what side they bat on. I kind of prefer them sitting on the left side of the box, like Mario is right here, just because I generally tend to swing early, and I'd rather it go up the third baseline than the first baseline, because you've got a better shot of your batter making it to first, so that's what I prefer, but I can bat either way, so it doesn't bother me too much, thankfully. I don't know what Dixie Kong was doing right there. She had a really good shot to get that, and she just kind of ran parallel to it. And so because of that, I tried to go backwards, or just kind of have him sit between bases, because I figured she'd catch it. And then, of course, she didn't catch it, and so I was able to get Toad to second, but Mario was getting him there was futile and didn't do anything. Alright, Luigi, it's all up to you. You can do it, Luigi. I don't remember where I started calling him Luigi from. I think one of my friends called him Luigi all the time, so I just kind of picked it up. Now, we're scoring a point here. We're at least going to tie. We will at least tie. Not that tying matters in this game. See, if you tie, you don't recruit the characters. You actually have to win, which is kind of unfortunate. But what are you going to do? I'd almost prefer it if tying was like you got the recruitment flags. But even if you got all the flags, then like they didn't recruit, so you at least got something out of it. So if they had like, if you had one of the flags and you tied, you would get 1 flag. And then maybe somebody else, you were getting the 3rd and final flag and you tie, and you get the flag, you just don't recruit them. So next time that you play them and win, you will recruit them. So just give like some kind of an incentive, because it is a draw, so it means that nobody wins but nobody loses either, but it gives you a failure like you did lose, even though you didn't technically lose. But as we all know in video games, A, failure is not an option, and B, tying is just as bad as losing. That's like almost always the case, too. Because people always talk about that like all the time, and either in video games, heck, even in movies when people race, they're like, a tie's not good enough for me, I want a rematch so I can actually win. It's like, you do realize you still have a chance to lose in that rematch. They were good enough to match you, so they're good enough to beat you too, probably. So yeah, I went ahead and showed off Gym Catch here as well, just basic controls here. It's the same as advancing around the bases, like you've been doing in previous baseball games as you're playing along. So Y will make you go forward across the bases, it will make you go counterclockwise, and X will make you go clockwise and go backwards along the bases. So the gems will appear, just grab them as they show up. Greens are worth 1, reds are worth 10, but they're very uncommon. Whenever the chain chomp wakes up, all you have to do is make sure you stop moving. Don't double tap the X or Y button, just whichever direction you're running, run the opposite direction. or just tap the button for the opposite direction one. So if you're running like I am right now, you're just going to tap X once, and then you'll stop. You don't have to stop on the base or anything like that. As long as you stop in time, you're usually okay. And they give you a fair amount of time to do it, so it's not that bad. In addition, the mushroom, like you're seeing down there, will also boost your speed, and yeah, I hit the button, but it didn't register for whatever reason. I think everybody got knocked out there. Yeah, everybody did. Of course, if the chain chomp wakes up and hits you, you're going to lose, I believe, half of your gems. It's a pretty severe penalty, but even then, you know, sometimes you just get unlucky with the gem placements, which is essentially what happened to me here, because there was 3 rows of 5 near me, and I couldn't get any of them just because of bad timing, so... The funny thing was, I thought the blue Magic Koopa there, I thought he got hit by the chain chomp at the last second, and he lost half his gems, and had he done that, I think I would have either won by 1 or lost by 1 to the red Magic Koopa, because I think I had 12 and he had 13, or I had 14 and he had 13. But it would have put the blue Magic Koopa in 4th or 3rd, so he wouldn't have won had he gotten hit by that. Regardless, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose the minigame if you're trying to get Bowser Jr. to show up, so you can at least take some solace in that. That he will show up regardless whether you win or lose. He will reappear back on the map. Okay, let's get this jackass out of here. And we are batting this time. I kind of don't like batting whenever I'm on Mario Stadium. I like having the gimmicks in order to help me win. Of course, if you're pitching, then they screw you over, so... I don't actually remember if I won this game or not. I'm pretty sure I had to do get some of the characters off screen, so I might have actually lost here. I'm not sure. Yeah, way to go, me. 2 outs already. Once again, our fate lies in Luigi's hands. We're doomed. Yeah, here's Luigi's special in case you're curious what it looks like. And to be perfectly honest, that's about as good of a swing as you can hope for because it always goes along the ground like that. It sucks that it does, too. I really wish it didn't do that, but that's pretty much the best hit you can hope for is to hit the guy on the 3rd baseline or the 1st baseline and stall them long enough for him to at least make it to 1st. It's a bit unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Yeah, I tried to get Luigi to go forward there from 3rd to home, but he kind of stuck there for a second. It was just long enough to not be able to make it. He probably didn't want to go to home plate because Boo was over there a second ago, so he was probably running away from him. Alright, Wario. I believe in you. And that'll do it. 2-0. 2-0. 2-1. Dude, pay attention to the score. Oh, yeah. Judging by the timer on my video, that's the one upside. I did actually end it off here, because I knew that the video was getting a bit long, but this is going up on Sunday, so it shouldn't be too bad, so don't hate me if the video's a bit long, yeah. It's a little bit unconventional since we only had to fight DK once, but we get to show off a little bit more of the game that I usually do off-screen, so you guys get to see a nice little glimpse of that, of what you're typically doing if you're going for all the characters. Pick up some money, get some characters, and yeah, I've still got a few more. I had to get Diddy Kong, Paratroopa, and one of the Goombas, I think. I think it was Paragoomba. Regardless, that will end it for this episode, so thank you guys for putting up with the post-commentary in this episode. I'm going to warn you, next episode is going to be the same thing, because I just recorded back-to-back. So thank you for putting up with it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later!